So can someone tell me why people aren't talking more about or questioning Earl's involvement or what he knows? Because we saw that video really, really early on where Tint had a run-in with him on Lansdowne Road. Tint was there trying to do some aerial shots looking for Lily and Jack, and Earle Martell came off his property and he was really, really angry.
You doing? Put your camera down, bud. Be a man. Be a man.
Tell me, what can help you?
Are you the one that stole them kids?
Me?
What are you doing here?
Are you?
What are you doing here?
Are you?
Are you in here?
Are you?
What are you doing here?
Are you?
You're a idiot. Another one of them YouTubers, are you?
Is anything wrong that parking my car in here?
You're not parking, you're being an idiot.
For what?
You can YouTube all you want. You low-life little
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Oh yeah?
You can smile because you got a camera there.
Calm
You're
down.
taking my picture. I don't have to calm down.
Who heard you?
You're the one that...
Who heard you?
You.
Who heard you?
You.
Keep quiet. Keep quiet, man.
Hate you, YouTubers.
I'm not YouTuber.
Then what are you doing here?
I'm here looking for it. What are you doing?
Bullshit. Pictures of me then.
Because you took a picture of me first.
I live here.
So what? I can't come here to help? What the wrong with you, man?
What's wrong with you?
Walk away, little.
My question is, what was he afraid of? That was an anger born of fear. He was paranoid or afraid. He did not want someone with a drone filming over his property. So it certainly had me from the very beginning wondering, what does he know and what is his involvement? Has he helped with some sort of cover-up? Now, recently he's been a little bit vocal on Facebook. First we had this one, which to me seems like it was deliberately aimed at Belinda. Being wished happy Thanksgiving, but I'm not happy each night I think of Lily and Jack running up driveway calling me Grampy when I picked up my own grandkids once after Jack's birthday. Asked why I wasn't invited, Melania said only family were invited. I was more a grandparent to those children than any one of their real ones ever were. Sorry for rant, but it's time I started speaking up. No punctuation whatsoever, which makes it really, really hard to read. And yes, Belinda did see this. In fact, it was Belinda who reposted it, and this is where I got the screenshot. Seems like a bit of a low blow, and claiming that he was more of a grandparent to these children. Well, Earle, if you were more of a grandparent, how come you let your son hit Jack, allegedly? How come you let those children live in squalor? How come you let those children be sent to school in filthy clothes and inadequately clothed so that they couldn't get warm and with not enough food? So this is when it starts all getting kind of interesting. These are in the last couple of weeks. As my last post about Lily and Jack, I got much more to post as time goes on. Stay tuned, I gave RCMP long enough now, I'm getting peed. Okay, so he's having a go at someone. It sounds like it's the threat to someone. Or maybe it's just deflection, because people are looking very closely at his family. Now, honestly, I think he's just been taking lessons from Janie and Daniel and trying to convince people that he genuinely cares about Jack and Lily and that he wants to see things progress with the case, because then we get Ecclesiastical chapter 3, verse 7, a time to keep silence and a time to speak. Just tell me this. Is it normally called ecclesiastical in places? Because it's always been Ecclesiastes to me. Don't know, maybe it depends on where you live. Or maybe it's just the way Earle put it. But anyway, he's got, it's time to shake the apple tree and get things moving for Lily and Jack. Yes, we would like that to happen, Earle. But I think this is deflection. I think, to me, this makes me want to look closer at his involvement. Okay, another slightly cryptic one. What a person feels they're in their right. They don't back down for any threats against them. And my mind, I'm right, and I'm not going to stop digging into things. Anyone against me better go sit in a corner. There's no stopping me. I got nothing to lose. Still no punctuation, which makes it a bit challenging. Thing that stands out to me is anyone against me better go sit in a corner. There's no stopping me. I've got nothing to lose. Now you could think when he says, I'm not going to stop digging into things, that he's on the side of finding out what happened to Lily and Jack. I don't find that likely. To me, the wording of this makes it look like a threat. Anyone against me better go sit in a corner. There's no stopping me. I got nothing to lose. When someone says, I've got nothing to lose, that usually means they're going to do something that they probably shouldn't do. Quite often, it implies that there's going to be violence involved. We've seen how scary he is. Now, did anyone find it interesting, the wording here? I'm not going to stop digging into things. Presumably, he was threatening someone and saying he was going to dig up dirt on them. However, in my mind, Lily and Jack are buried. Is this a bit of leakage here? I believe he's definitely talking about this case because he puts these posts up, but then he pulls them down again really, really quickly. So I think this is definitely related to Jack and Lily. And I think there's a bit of leakage here when he's talking about he's not going to stop digging into things. Makes me think that at the very least he knows stuff. But it also makes me wonder if he may have had some involvement after things went down. Now, I have no idea who Lindsay Jones is. Probably someone on Facebook, who knows. Thanks to Lindsay Jones for the push to shake things up. Your turn to get the truth on them, to have fun. You love your job. No idea, but the one that stood out to me was the post on the bottom. Now, I'm just going to say for starters, I love pit bulls. They can be some of the sweetest, goofiest and hilarious dogs on the planet, if they've been handled properly. I remember the first time I met a friend's pit bull and they told me, don't talk to him. And I thought that was a really odd thing to say. But, I can't help myself around dogs, so I spoke to him. And before I knew it, Jimmy was sitting there doing that. I learned that the reason I was being told don't talk to him is that you don't talk to pit bulls because they'll never shut up. They can be absolute characters. They can also be used by some people in the wrong way. And when I see Earle Martell posting proud to be a pit bull owner, given the rest of his posts, it makes me a little concerned. Given that amongst those other posts, there's no other warm and fuzzy kind of posts there. To me, it feels more like a veiled threat. Then we have this one. Talking behind my back simply means you're smart enough to be afraid to say it to my face. It really seems that his posts are meant as threats against someone or people. To me, it suggests that he's feeling a little bit nervous. But the thing is, not a lot of people have been talking about him. His name barely ever comes up, so why this sudden defensiveness? And this one again, looks like it's a threat, telling someone he's got something on them and he's going to dob them in. He's got, don't get caught hating anyone or use the wrong symbols, or you're going to do time. That comment, or you're going to do time, definitely stands out to me. So what's going on here with Earle? Because in his Facebook posts, there seem to be quite a lot of veiled threats. So I had been wondering how connected he was with 1407 Gairloch Road and specifically with Janie. I mean, is it the sort of relationship where you wouldn't want to have them within a bull's roar of each other, which might limit his involvement in terms of helping out after whatever happened to Lily and Jack? Because we know Janie's in it up to her eyeballs, which made me ask, would he involve himself, given that whatever happened essentially happened on her property and on her watch? I mean, if him and Janie don't have a civil relationship, would he be likely to turn around and say, you guys are dealing with this on your own? So I was wondering about that. Meanwhile, over the last couple of days, I've been working through some of the early news media, and I came across a few frames in one of the media clips of the back of a man. And I was like, I wonder if that's Earle. But because you couldn't see his face, it made it tricky. Until I went back and looked at Tint's video, the one that I showed you at the beginning of this video.
Earle Martell today. Officers spoke with the family.
So you only saw him for a few seconds and you couldn't see his face. This was back in about May 30th. So I was curious as to who it was, but I couldn't figure it out immediately. Except that thankfully it appears that he either really loves that jacket or doesn't own a lot of clothing, because he just happened to be wearing the same jacket. So to me, that shows straight up that this family closed ranks. Detectives went to 1407, and there you have Earle Martell showing up to be a part of what was going on. Presumably showing up to support his family. Which of course takes me back to the question of what is his involvement and what does he know? So you're probably wondering where I'm going with this, other than asking questions that most people have been asking since day one. So I've had a really busy day and I haven't really had time to do any content today. I was doing a lot of research and a lot of other background work connected with this case, but I hadn't started on a video. So it was after dinner, it was getting late and I was procrastinating, so I decided to go for a Google Drive up Lansdowne Road. Anyway, I spotted something in Earle's driveway that I thought was rather interesting. So let's play a game of I Spy. Now, I have to admit, it was a little bit tricky to get the right angle to be able to look up this driveway. But to be fair, we can see enough from this angle anyway. So this is why the thumbnail was spelt the way it was. Because, in case you hadn't guessed, what you can see here is Earle's John Deere crawler dozer. And it's got a sign in front of it. Now we can see very clearly that there's an E on the end, and it is definitely an L before the E. So it appears to me that back in August, when this image was taken, that his crawler dozer was for sale. So for some reason, this crawler dozer that he's had for who knows how many years was suddenly up for sale in August. So remember that post that I showed you earlier in the video? This is kind of interesting. The one where he says he's not going to stop digging into things. And now it seems that back in August his crawler dozer was up for sale, meaning that there were some things he was going to stop digging into. And I just wonder why he decided to sell it. Maybe it's just a coincidence and he just woke up one day in August and went, I think I might sell that now. Or maybe there's a reason that he's decided he needs to get rid of it. I don't feel like I've actually answered any questions in this video. I think I've raised more questions, if anything. So here are some of my questions. First of all, how involved is Earle Martell in all of this? Is he connected in any way to the disappearance of Lily and Jack? Why is he suddenly coming out fighting on Facebook? And why did he decide to sell his Corolla Dozer? Anyway, I'm keen to hear your thoughts on this, so please jump in and leave comments below. And of course, if you're new to my channel, please subscribe. It costs you nothing and it just helps me to grow my channel and to get my videos out there into the algorithm. And of course, please hit the like button and like I said, please leave a comment below. So thank you and I'll catch you in the next one.